Hey Jesse, what's going on?
All is well. How are you?
I'm doing okay this morning.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah, thanks for taking my call. I was waiting for a while, wondering if
Yeah.
you were gonna get to me.
Oh, yeah.
Um, so that gave me plenty of time to think, so I might have answered my own question, but I'll ask you anyway. So I recently got married, and just discovering that my wife gets angry and stays angry for long periods of time. And I'm starting to wonder, did I make a bad decision? And so, I'm not perfect. I've done things that she can get angry about, but I tend to forgive, I guess, quicker and just move on quicker.
Yeah.
And she doesn't really see the hypocrisy and, calling me out on something and getting mad about it. But from my perspective, staying angry is just as, you know, you know what I mean? Like, bad as whatever I did to make her mad. It's like, at some point, like, you staying angry is just as bad as whatever I did.
Yeah. And what's your question
So,
for me?
if I find myself in a situation where I'm kind of miserable in a marriage, and I think I know the answer. I mean, I have to just suck it up and deal with it. But my answer is like, what do I do? Suck it up and deal with it?
So, why do you say that you do things that she can't? You can see why she would get mad. What gives her the right to ever get mad at you about anything?
Well, I mean, so like the other day, I drank alcohol,
Right.
and she didn't want me to. She went out with some other people, and I drank on my own and with one friend. And it was still early in the evening. She came home. Um, she was mad at me because when I walked the dog, he got dirty. So we
What?
washed it. Yeah, I know. Well, she claims she wasn't mad about that, but
Come
uh,
on,
you know.
man.
So anyway, so we washed the dog and everything, and then she smells the alcohol. She said, "You've been drinking," and I'm like, "Yes, I did." I didn't lie about it. I said, "Yeah, I did." And she got so mad. She approached me. She was like, she said, she was saying like, when are you gonna like be the leader and this and that, and she really like came at me pretty strong.
Yeah.
And I guess in the moment, probably because I had a couple of drinks, my filter wasn't quite what it normally is. I was just like, fuck off, you know. And she she was like kind of like,
Oh.
what? And I was just like, because we've been through this before, not like in a similar situation, not necessarily the same issue, but I was just like, all right, I know she's going to be mad at me for like 5 hours. So that particular time I was just like, screw this. I'm going to sleep in the other room. So I just like, because she's locked me out, but she locked the door before. So I was like, let me get my clothes for work tomorrow because I don't want to be locked out. Let me get my clothes. I said something. I said,
Bye.
fuck off.
So,
She goes, I want a divorce.
oh,
And
nice.
I go, I go, I didn't say anything. I just went in the other room and just, I didn't sleep very well, obviously, that night
Why
because,
not?
well, you're right. Why not? I mean, and
Why didn't you sleep well? I would have slept like a virgin.
yeah, and that's honestly, that's the place I need to be. And I know that,
Why
I
didn't
can
you
focus
sleep well?
because I was worried. I was upset about it.
Oh, okay. Uh,
And
so listen, when she asked you, first of all, I wouldn't have helped wash no dog. If she thought the dog was dirty and she wanted the dog clean, I would have made her wash the dog, not me. And secondly, when she asked you about, oh, you've been drinking, why do you just say none of your business, woman?
yeah, I mean,
Why didn't you say
um,
that?
well, I mean, I don't know. I guess I just want to tell the truth. Oh,
Why
I
you
don't know.
never ever tell your weakness to a woman? That's the worst thing you can do is share your weakness with a woman. Women can't help you. Women look to men, and men look to God. Women
That's a
hate
very good
men that are
point.
weak.
A very good point.
They hate men that are weak. And when you share your weakness with
See,
them, they will use it against you for the rest of your life.
That's great advice. And can I ask you one more question?
Yeah.
So I think, I lived overseas for a little while. I was in China for about a year, and before that I was in South America. And I was going through some stuff, and I was finally getting to a place where I was kind of like coming out of that beta stage and really establishing into more of an alpha mindset of, I had an awesome job, and I was really starting to get my own feet on the ground.
Yes.
And I came back to the States to pursue this relationship. And in doing that, like, I just feel like I put myself in a weird position because I got a decent job here now, but it's not quite the same as far as me being able to save as much and things like that.
Right.
And she has, she's one of these, like, she runs her own company basically.
Oh, man.
So she's, strong, which is admirable.
She's not
in some
strong.
ways.
No such thing as a strong woman.
Well, there you go. So anyway, well, then whatever she is, she is. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know how to describe it, but she's that. And and I'm starting to, and I kind of resent myself for that. You know what I mean? Like, I kind of resent the situation a little bit, and I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know what to do, what to do at this point in the game. Like, I think the reason I moved forward in the relationship and got married was because I was so invested in it. It was so expensive. It cost me so much to quit my job there and relocate back to the States, and I invested so much in this relationship that I was just like, I'm so invested in this. And I allowed her to sort of rush the process. You know what I mean?
What do you mean rush the process?
Like, just rush through the relationship quickly, get married quickly.
Why did you allow that?
Because I guess it was beta behavior. What can I say?
Yeah. Hold on. Can you hold on, Matthew?
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me take a quick break. So, Matthew.
Yes, sir.
So you quit your job overseas. You came back and you invested a lot into this quote unquote relationship. What did you invest? When you say I invested a lot, what do you mean by that?
The time and money.
How do you invest money?
Just the basic of just relocating.
Oh, I see.
And missing out on salary.
Amazing. Do you have children with this woman?
No.
You don't have any kids? Good. And if you were to make a baby with her, would she be willing to give up the business, the job, and whatever, and be home and raise your child?
Probably.
She would be willing to give up all that?
I think so.
Why do you think so?
I mean, she's, honestly, quite frankly, I don't know.
Right. So why are you saying I think so? Why have you asked her that?
She said she would. She says that's what she wants to do, but, I mean, I don't know.
And so your question for me is what?
I mean, at this point in the game, what's your advice?
Number one is that you start working on you so that you can see what to do. So I recommend you do the silent prayer. You doubt every thought about anything all the time, and God will guide you, and you will overcome this woman because she is your God, and that's why you can't deal with her. You will overcome that. And don't make a baby now because it sounds like a marriage is not going to last. I'm hoping that things change, but most marriages are made in hell and not in heaven, and they don't last. And so do the silent prayer. Do not make a baby with her. Stop being weak. You be honest with her. You call it as you see it, and don't tell her or show her any weakness at all. Stop catering to her.
All right. I'll process that. I'll do the silent prayer.
Have you heard? How long you been listening to my show?
I mean, just off and on. I've listened to it for a while, maybe a couple years, but not like consistently.
And have you tried the silent prayer yet?
I have.
And what did you think of it?
I mean, yeah, it's something that's beneficial. I mean, I've gone through periods of time when I stuck, with it. But I mean, it's something I probably need to get back to.
You definitely do, man. So you can overcome your weakness, overcome the woman being God, being your God, and then you will see the right thing to do. God will guide you, right? Always seek the kingdom of God in His right way first, and all things will be added. And if this relationship is not meant to last, you'll be able to just walk away from it. That's why I don't want you to make any kids right now, because if you make children or a child with her, she's going to use that child against you to control you.
Yes, sir.
So for right now, don't show her any weakness. If the dog get dirty, make her wash the dog, not you. You speak up to her. When she's wrong, you correct her. And if she doesn't like it, forgive her. Don't hold anything against her. She can't help it. And then you will see the right way to go. If you have to walk away, you just have to walk away. But do not make children right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is like kind of, this is kind of like opposite advice that I get from a lot of my quote unquote Christian friends and stuff.
What do they tell you?
I mean, they tell me to take a real, be humble and take the blame and all this kind of stuff.
Christians are blind. Those are Bible thumpers. Those are not true children of God. They're intellectual Bible thumpers. They are of theology, not of God. Do not take that advice. You will be destroyed. Because you're dealing with hell in your woman. Your woman is, Satan is her daddy, and she's looking for a man to show her how to overcome that. And if you should do what those Christians said, you're going to end up in her hell. You're already there, and it will destroy you. Because anger is hell. Anyone who has anger, Satan is their daddy, and it will destroy you.
All right.
And they're telling you that because they are afraid to deal with women, too. They have not overcome their mothers. Have you gone and forgiven your mother?
Yep, I have to forgive my mom all the time.
You haven't gone and forgiven her?
Well, I have called her and told her and other things.
Told her what?
That I forgive you.
And what did she say?
Well, there's times when she responded very violently, and then there was times when she responded, more humbly. My mom is she's literally crazy. I mean, she's like bipolar and out there. I mean, I wasn't really raised with her.
Yeah.
And so most of my adult life, I've been trying to, not trying like consistently, like really trying, but like most of the reaching out to build that relationship has been, on my side. So
you've been trying to build a relationship with your mother?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, is that a bad thing?
Why are you trying to do it?
I guess because I feel that it's a godly thing to do.
How is that godly?
Honor your mother and father.
Honor your mother and father means don't resent them. They could not help themselves. And so that's why I'm encouraging you to forgive your mother for being so crazy. Don't ask for forgiveness. Don't apologize for anything you've done because you couldn't help it. She recreated you her image, right? But forgive her, and God will forgive you so He could take her identity away from you and you could be yourself again. And forgive your father for not protecting you from your mother because he couldn't deal with your mother. Your mother is his mother. He became the boy and your mother became the mama. And so your father could not deal with her, so he couldn't protect you from her. And right now,
my father divorced her when I was just a baby.
Yeah.
And he actually won the custody battle.
Nice.
And so he, that's why I, really respect my dad. And I mean, because he really did save me from a world of hell.
Well, right now you're married to your mother.
She bad, but she's not as bad as my mom.
Oh, yes, she is. You haven't seen anything yet. If you don't change and overcome this woman, you haven't seen the hell in her yet.
Well, and the thing about her, too, is that she had a I mean, her dad was super traumatized in a labor camp in another part of the world. I won't go into too many details, but so she grew up with her dad being real abusive and stuff, paranoid.
Yeah.
So she probably, deep down hates her dad.
And her mother.
So
she hates her mother too. She's just like her mother, and it sounds like the father added to it too. But unless you overcome your mother, you won't be able to deal with this woman. You don't need to try to build a relationship with your mother. You need to build one with God. You need to do the silent prayer. You need to say to your mother, I'm sorry for hating you because I realize you can't help you just like your mother. And so God can forgive you. And then you do the silent prayer so you can see how to deal with the woman you're with. Otherwise, she will destroy you.
So I just want to get it really clear. Like when I go to my mom, what do I do? What do I say?
Hey, mother, I'm sorry for resenting you. I understand now why you're so crazy. You can't help it. And don't ask for forgiveness. Don't
and
say.
Just leave it at that?
Yes. If she
That's
is,
cool. I mean, I'm willing to do that. I'll do that. I don't know when I'm going to see her. Do I have to do it in person, or can I just call?
It's best to do it in person, but if not, can you do it FaceTime or Periscope or whatever?
Yeah.
You want to face her if you can, so
Okay.
you can get your courage back.
Okay.
So if you can FaceTime with her, do it that way. If you have no other choice but to call, you call her and just say, hey, I'm sorry for hating you. Because your mother couldn't help herself. Her mother did it to her. She become like her mother, and you become like your mother. And the woman is your God. That's why you can't deal with this woman you're with. So you got to return to the Father by forgiving your mother. Then you would deal with not only the woman, but all people perfectly, in a perfect way. But don't try to build no relationship with your mother. You'll build a relationship with the devil.
I mean, what should I mean, my mom, she basically, her situation was that she was enabled her whole life.
What does that mean?
So just like you said, I mean, she does hate her mother.
Yeah.
Because her mother was basically enabled her. In other words, oh, you have this, you're bipolar and you're sick, and helped her get on, government assistance and all this stuff, and
yeah,
and basically just through that behavior, like my mom never matured, to go out and like get a job and become self-sustaining. And now, my grandpa just passed like last week, or a couple weeks, like last week, and he was 93 years old. And my grandma's the only one left of those two. So then my mom, they argue all the time. So my mom left, and she got an apartment, and she got a job,
yeah,
and she feels so good about herself.
Of course.
I'm like the parent to her, basically. And I'm like trying to just give her advice, you know what I mean? Like how to basically manage being an adult, and not run back to mom. And so should I not, I mean, is that okay to just be there? You know what I mean? You say don't build a relationship with her, but I don't know what you mean by that.
Your only responsibility is to not resent her, because what she's done and what she's going through, as you can see, she couldn't help it. Her mother did it to her. She hated her mother, right? So that's why she's out of control. So you don't resent her. It's okay to give her advice, but do not let her bring you down. She will bring you down. She'll take your money. Eventually, she'll be living with you and destroy you. You don't, and that's why I'm encouraging you to overcome the anger, so you can see clearly how to deal with her. Otherwise, not only will this woman you're married to destroy you, your mother will destroy you too.
Man, and that's, one of the reasons why, I went to China. It was like I was escaping all this drama.
Yes.
And yeah, go ahead.
And what?
I mean, and it's like I come back here to the States, and it's like it's all here waiting for me.
Yeah. And because the problem is with you. Yes, they have their problems too, but you have yours that you have not overcome. You have not overcome your mother. You're still subject to women. They're still your God, and you're trying to please them in hopes that that will make you better, but it won't. Because you could have stayed in China and married or got involved with a Chinese woman. It would still been the same spirit. Because every woman you get involved with is mama until you overcome your mother.
Right. Yeah. I mean, and the thing too, like when I was there, was that I went through a period where I was like, going through women and drinking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got to a point where I just cut it all out,
Yeah.
And then I had a really awesome job, and I was, not drinking, no women, you know what I mean, and making good money and feeling really good about that, you know what I mean? And then through this relationship, anyway, I'm not gonna. But see, that's where I need to. So I just let that go. Just turn the page.
Let what go?
Just the resentment of like I left. Like I felt like I was on a good track.
Oh yeah, let all that go and just live now. All you have is right now. So now it's time for you to work on you, because your advice that you're giving your mother, she's not going to take your advice. It's not going to work. You need to be guided by the Father within you. You need to be guided by the Holy Spirit, because you are weak. You're subject to women. You're subject to the world, right? And so do the silent prayer. Tell your mother you're sorry for resenting her. You realize now she couldn't help it. She became like her mother. And same thing with your wife. Don't resent your wife. Speak up to her. Be honest to her. When she's a bitch, you let her know you've been a bitch. And if she get mad, look at the bitch being mad. Don't you let it affect you.
Mm-hmm.
And then in 50 years, she might come around, but if she doesn't, you'll be able to walk away from it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you that you need to work on. You got to overcome. You must return to the Father, meaning that you must overcome all anger and stop living in your imagination.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
All right, appreciate it.
So for right now, do the silent prayer, forgive your mother, and do the silent prayer. Just doubt every thought, let every thought pass, and be frank with your wife. And if she doesn't like it, let her get mad. It's on her, not you. She's only getting mad so she can control you. And if that doesn't work,
and it's just like it's like the perfect storm, because I have a real. Like I have like a lot of attachment issues because of my family background. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I don't trust, and then women especially.
Yeah.
And so whenever she, like last night, she was like, "Oh, when you drink, I feel this way and that," and she started crying, and those tears like don't move me. You know what I mean?
That's
like
right.
I see those tears, and I'm like, man, this is bullshit. This is manipulation. Like I don't even see it as like you're feeling bad. All I see is
Did you tell her that?
Yesterday. I didn't tell her that because
you should
I didn't
have told her that.
Jesse, I didn't want to stay up till 3 a.m.
But don't argue with her. Never, never, never argue with a woman. That's how they suck life out of you. They control you by making you mad, tears, or sex, or food. Don't fall for any of them. That's all control. It has nothing to do with love. Don't argue with her at all. Don't stay up all night. Let her argue by herself. You go to bed. You tell her the truth. Hey, I see those tears are not real. Oh, you don't love me. And you go to bed. Let her deal with herself. Because the more you try to prove it to her, the more she's going to suck you in to destroy you.
I mean, I guess you're right. I mean, all I can do is just tell the truth, and if she gets pissed off and divorces me, then it's not my fault.
If she does, you'll be happy.
And,
Yeah.
Because I try to go on the biblical thing, I mean, I'm not cheat, and, what did he say? If it's infidelity, then there's a reason to do it, or no?
What?
Talking about, like, divorce.
Yeah, because most marriages are not done under God. They don't last because you get married in hell and you end up catching hell the rest of your life. But don't worry about that for now.
But I mean, like, even if you get married in quote unquote hell, then, but, you know, God still holds you accountable for your vows that you made.
No, he doesn't. Because you can't see what you're doing. Who told you that?
I mean, I don't know. I read the Bible.
The Bible doesn't tell you that.
Well, I mean, I thought Jesus
a
said,
man and a woman who get married without sex before marriage, when they get to know each other, when they both are seeking what's right, that's the marriage that would last through all things and would last forever, because you would get married under the love of God rather than the hatred of Satan.
Sorry, can you say that again?
That's the marriage that would last, the one that, if you, let's say you met this woman, you didn't have sex with her, right? And she's seeking God and you're seeking the Father. And you eventually you find out that you both can be together. And you'll get married under the umbrella of love and not under the umbrella of hate. You had sex with this woman before marriage. You lit boots and spent and waste your money, all kind of stuff. You got married in hell. That's not a marriage made by God.
Yeah, so, I mean, wow. And so can God work in this, or you just think it's screwed?
If you do what I say by seeking the prayer, getting to know God, seeking the kingdom of God from within, and if she does, it definitely will work, because God doesn't hold anything against you. But if she doesn't and you do, it might not work. That's what I'm telling you not to make. But it's definitely not going to work if you don't overcome your issues. It's not going to work. But if you overcome and return to the Father, at least you have the power to overcome evil, because you have the power of God. But right now, you're fighting evil with evil. And women are better at being evil than men are. Because Satan is the woman's God, and the God above is the man's God. And so Satan is fighting through the woman to destroy you, because you're the image of God. You understand that?
Yeah, I think I understand.
But for now, just do the silent prayer morning and night. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And forgive your mother. Speak up to your wife. Deal with her firmly. If she get mad, don't argue with her. Hey, that's the truth. And let her deal with it. Don't stay up all night. If you have to sleep in a separate bedroom, that's fine. But don't make... Is it your place or her place?
Well, I guess it's our place.
Y'all got the place together?
Initially, it was her place.
You moved into her place?
Yeah.
What a beta.
Oh.
Come on, man. No wonder you're so messed up. Never, ever, ever move into a woman's place, man. You moved into her world, meaning that you moved into her hell, and all you're going to catch is hell. And I seriously doubt, but I don't know, this woman not going to give up her business and all that for you and for a child. You live at her place. She has her business. She making more money than you. What the?
Oh, man.
You're the woman and she is the man. Well, fake man. So I got to run. Man, I didn't get to my super chat. Listen, Matthew, do the silent prayer. Doubt every thought. Forgive your mother. You just let the thoughts pass. Forgive your mother. And don't ever, 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 ever let this woman see another weakness in you. When she asks you, how was your day? Fine. She asks you to wash the dog? No, you clean the dog. I ain't walking no dog, and I ain't washing no dog. That's on her. She want a dog. It's a dog, small or big?
It's a big dog.
Okay. But it's not. You got to stand up, man.
All right, I got you.
And if she wants divorce, let her have it, but don't make a baby with her.
All right, I got you.
All right?
All right.
Let me know how it goes.
All right, appreciate it.
Okay. Amazing. And don't forget to like, follow, tweet, subscribe, and share the Just Leave Peterson radio show, folks. We really appreciate it. We are at war. It is a spiritual battle for the soul of America. And it's going to take all of us to do it.